that adorable nickname your family gave you, did you later realize had a completely different meaning? My Japanese grandmother called me Baka-chan from the day I was born. I thought it meant little treasure or precious jewel in Japanese. She would pat my head and say Baka-chan with such warmth in her voice. I felt like the most special grandchild in the world when she said it. In 4th grade, I did a family tree project explaining how Baka-chan was a sacred Japanese term. It showed how much my grandmother cherished me above all her other grandchildren. My teacher, who I now realize spoke Japanese, kept making strangled noises and spilling her coffee. I thought she was just emotional about my beautiful cultural presentation. I begged my parents for a Baka-chan themed birthday party. We had custom napkins printed with Baka-chan Sweet 16 in Japanese characters. The Japanese bakery tried to refuse our order 3 times. They kept suggesting alternatives like birthday girl or literally anything else. My mom had to pay triple to convince them. For my 18th birthday, I got Baka-chan tattooed on my wrist in beautiful Japanese characters. The tattoo artist, clearly Japanese, made me sign 5 different waivers. He kept muttering in Japanese and showing me pictures of butterflies and cherry blossoms instead. I insisted on Baka-chan because I wanted authenticity. He took photos of the consent forms while shaking his head. My college application essays centered around being called Baka-chan and what it meant to me. I wrote about how this precious nickname connected me to my Japanese heritage. I explained how it represented unconditional love and acceptance in Japanese culture. I got into several schools and was convinced my touching essay made the difference. Freshman year, I decorated my dorm room with a giant neon sign saying Baka-chan's Palace in Japanese. My Korean roommate took one look and immediately requested a room transfer. When I explained the beautiful meaning, she just patted my shoulder sadly and doubled her transfer request. I assumed she was intimidated by my cultural authenticity. I joined the Asian Student Union and introduced myself as Baka-chan at every event. The Japanese exchange students would freeze and then whisper frantically to each other. One girl actually laughed out loud before her friend elbowed her hard. I thought they were impressed by how connected I was to Japanese traditions. My boyfriend got property of Baka-chan printed on a hoodie for Valentine's Day. His Japanese roommate saw it and laughed so hard he needed his inhaler. When my boyfriend wore it to the International Student Mixer, the entire Japanese Student Association took group photos with him. I thought they were admiring our cross-cultural romance. Junior year, I finally got to study abroad in Tokyo. At customs, I proudly declared, Watashi wa Baka-chan desu. The officer dropped his stamp and called his supervisor over. They had a heated discussion in rapid Japanese while staring at my passport. I assumed they were impressed by my perfect pronunciation. I made friends with a girl who seemed constantly on the edge of telling me something. She'd start sentences, then stop herself and shake her head. One day she asked who gave me that nickname. When I said my grandmother, she got this sad look and muttered something about cruel but probably meant with love. At my sayonara party, I gave a speech thanking everyone for embracing Baka-chan. The room went so quiet you could hear someone's grandmother praying. A guy finally stood up like he was volunteering for a suicide mission. He explained that Baka means stupid or idiot in Japanese. Chan is just a cutesy suffix added to names. My grandmother had been calling me little idiot my entire life. Every introduction, every beautiful essay about my precious nickname was me calling myself an idiot. I stood there as 21 years of memories suddenly made sense. The tattoo artist's reluctance, the shocked exchange students, my Korean roommate's face. I had little idiot permanently tattooed on my wrist. My boyfriend had been calling me his little idiot in front of everyone. My college essays were about how proud I was to be called stupid. He tried to comfort me by saying grandmothers often use it affectionately. Some Japanese families do call their kids Baka-chan with love, but it definitely, absolutely, 100% means little idiot. There was no secret beautiful meaning I'd been spreading my whole life. I video called my grandmother that night. When I asked about Baka-chan, she laughed so hard she cried. She said I was always doing silly things as a child. The nickname just fit perfectly, and she never had the heart to stop using it.